I'm Della Watkins, the Executive Director of the Columbia Museum of Art, and our organization really connects people through art from around the corner and around the world in an environment that's welcoming to all. Well, I started out as a teacher many years ago, art historian in education, then migrated to the museum because it was a time where art was beginning to be less of a feature and more as an vehicle for engagement. So I became an educator in the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts and worked my way up, including learning how construction worked and learning how business worked, then moved to Roanoke to be a director at the Taubman Museum of Art. And then I was fortunate enough to get a call from the Columbia Museum of Art, and I've been here 7 years. As I was interviewing for the job to come to Columbia, part of that interview was discussion about an upcoming renovation. And that's my real love, to renovate spaces and then turn them over to the community. In 2017 and 18, after being in this building for over 20 years, the renovation really updated spaces, and what we're very proud of, we moved our historic linear collection, way of exhibiting to a thematic installation. So 20 galleries in our permanent collection upstairs each have a theme that might have women artists and men artists, and old and new, and different cultures and companies, all under one theme to make it very interesting and applicable and relevant to our guests. We are very happy to announce two exciting grants for this coming summer. We have one from the Knight Foundation that is a one-year access grant to make us more engaged and accessible to many more guests. And we are lucky enough to receive an Art Bridges Foundation grant, and that is for 3 years. So we're going to call it Summers at the CMA. So every South Carolina resident will be free of charge from Memorial Day to Labor Day. Well, although the Columbia Museum of Art is a nonprofit, we are all about being part of the economic fabric, engine that makes our city more attractive. An art museum has direct and indirect economic impact. And what I mean is, not only do we hire, and I have a staff here, we also hire artists and contractors. And then we have sort of an indirect way of pulling our visitors in and having overnight guests that contribute to our tax base. So last year we had 122,000 visitors, and each one of them we hoped stayed and ate and played in our city as well. The Columbia Museum of Art wants to be a modern museum. And with that, we want to be sure that we have a place where people can come and they feel like they belong. For whatever reason that is. Maybe it's a one-time event, maybe they become a long member and invest in helping us provide services to others. A modern museum is taking a 21st century look at how we handle our objects and how we engage individuals with those objects. So we have a collection of 7,000 works of art from all over the world. An international collection really allows residents and guests to have a chance to visit right here in Columbia things they may otherwise not be able to see. Exhibitions are always being refreshed and brought in to our museum. This summer, guests will be treated to an exhibition called Unsettled, which is a twist on landscapes. And in the fall, we're happy to announce an impressionist show called French Moderns, Monet to Matisse. And that's going to be a look at pre-impressionists and post-impressionists and how light, color, new inventions, the inventions of the train, all this technology have influenced how these French painters were living and working. So it's a chance to see a beautiful collection that we're borrowing from the Brooklyn Museum of Art. There's lots of ways to support the museum, whether it's by donations or personal investment of time in volunteering. But membership is always a great way to keep us moving along, because it invests in more than just a one-time event. So the Columbia Museum of Art's website is a great place to look to see how you might want to donate or give or engage with our museum.